Good evening YouTube, and welcome to the second installment of Sacri-Fridays. And today I will be talking to you about spirits. Kind of underplayed type of monster, sort of similar to unions. Just doesn't really see that much play anymore. Especially sort of the higher tribute ones, because who's going to tribute for a monster that's just going to go back to your hand and then you have to tribute for him again? Decks that play tribute on frog, that's you. Because honestly it doesn't matter. The first one I want to talk to you about is probably best known of the tribute spirits, and that is Dark Dust Spirit. Bit of glare there, sorry about that. What Dark Dust Spirit does, if you didn't know, it's level 6, Earth, Zombie Spirit. Can't be special summoned. During the end phase of the turn it's normal summoned or flipped face up, return it to the hand. I'm not going to mention that for the other spirits because it's all exactly the same. It's like Madolce, it's just continuous throughout all of them. When this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, destroy all face up monsters other than this card. So basically it's just a dark hole that you can reuse if you have the tribute spamming for it. The reason I want to talk about it today is with wind-ups and SAMs and Karakuri gear shenanigans going on. Just being able to go Battle Fader to stop the OTK and then summon one of these bad boys and just wipe all the field is pretty decent. I'm personally, when I start playing Frog Monarch again, I'm personally siding two of these against those kind of decks. And you can also tribute set it and have them go off thinking they're fine, and then they ram into this, nuke themselves. Obviously this will probably die because it's only got 1/8 defense, but you just nuke their field. It's basically torrential tribute, but frogs can run it safely. And also you can keep dark holing, because it'll just go back to your hand, destroy everything, attack directly. Next turn, you out a Treeborn, do the exact same thing again, punt them straight in the life points. Obviously you've got to be a bit careful of back row when you're just destroying monsters. Which brings me on to the next spirit. It's sort of a counterpart to Dark Dust Spirit, and that is Feng Huang. What this guy does, he's fire, level 6, Wing Beast, 2/1, 1/8, so he's 100 less in terms of attack than Dark Dust Spirit, but same defense. When this card is normal summoned or flip face up, destroy all set spells and traps your opponent controls. So it's sort of like Heavy Storm, but you do have to be careful because it won't destroy anything like Dark World Gates or Skill Drain or anything like that. Because it only destroys sets. But this can be quite good if you wanted to sort of make a power play yourself. Just summon this, special summon something else, go straight for the life points again, because you know they won't have, because if this goes through they won't have Mirror Force or D-Prisons or whatever else. Another card I want to go through is this limited 2 Tribute Spirit, so you do have to be kind of careful even with frogs. And that is Yamata Dragon. I don't have a fancy hollow one, I'm sorry. It's a level 7 Fire Dragon Spirit, 2/6, 3/1, so it's got a huge ass on it. So you can just set it and it'll be fine, it'll survive even an attack from a gated graph or a BLS or something. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw cards until you have 5 in hand. So if you top deck this in frogs. You can just get out a Treeborn and a Ronin, tribute set this, they'll attack into it, flip it up, take some damage, and then you'll start your next turn with 6 in hand, which is really quite nice. Actually 7, because this will go back if they haven't killed it with an effect, because I doubt they're being over it, to be honest. And you can reuse it then, so that's pretty good. And another sort of spirit rival pair is that card and Hino Kagutsuchi. I'm probably butchering the hell out of that name, but oh well. What this guy does is he's a level 8 fire Pyro Spirit, and if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they discard all cards in their hand during their next draw phase before they draw. So he's basically just a one-man wind-up loop, essentially. You do have to get an attack off with him, but I'll go through his stats as well. He's 2/8, 2/9, so he's a bit more defensive, just like Yamata, but he's got 200 off his defense, 200 onto his attack. So it depends whether you want to be a bit more aggressive or a bit more defensive, because if you want to be aggressive, make your opponent minus, you play that. If you want to be a bit more defensive, recoup your hand, play that. They work very well together. Yeah, this is a quick video with some cards I personally thought were quite interesting. Leave me your thoughts below, and stay tuned for the next Sacri-Friday next Friday.